Welcome to Master Your Health, where modern science, ancient wisdom, and spiritual truth unite into one. Hello, my name is Michael Abramson, and I'm so excited to announce this weekly series of higher health education, where I'm here to guide you to a greater understanding and awareness of our common health challenges, giving practical wisdom that helps you master your health and apply this to you right now. I know I am here to empower people to the highest health through aligning our God presence and embodying our greatest well-being. That is why I'm so excited to share over 30 years of my experiences, knowledge, and wisdom from working in the wellness, health, and healing industry. Ever since I was a child, I always believed that this body had a capability to heal itself. Actually, it inspired me to go to school and really study it from where I could learn the practicality of the muscles, the organs, and all the areas from the pathology, the physiology, and how we can come into alignment. Yet I was even more curious and decided to get higher levels of education and study Eastern medicine and really looking at the relationship between the physical body, the mental body, the emotional body, and the spiritual body, and how they all want to seek alignment in homeostasis and balance. And that is why I'm just so devoted to take each week and bring forth a common challenge that all of us have experienced, and really to show you different perspectives and actually why it's been presented within us to see how the imbalance is creating somewhere to force balance within us. It just becomes a higher level of awareness and consciousness to see why it's being brought forward through us. For I know right now, many times, symptoms, diagnoses, so-called diseases start to really become very stressful, have this level of anxiousness that builds within our body. But through these weekly series of health education, I'm here to bring forth some great news for you so that you can see it in 3 different lenses. One from a modern perspective, one from an ancient level, and ultimately one from a spiritual approach that can see a higher truth. So for today, I would like to present one that we've all felt, and that what I actually feel is one of the greatest challenges in our society right now. What would you think is something that's hidden, that most people don't even talk about, that's affecting so many people, especially our younger generation? Imagine, can you believe that loneliness has actually become what some call an epidemic? In the amount of technology that we can communicate through our phones, our computers, our ability to text message, all the areas that we can share, somewhere many people are feeling isolated, feeling disconnected, and just longing for that true authenticity, those relationships where we feel safe, honest, and secure. For don't you feel at times the biggest human need is to be loved and to have that experience to love? Yet somewhere, loneliness has risen to us to bring forth some of our greatest challenges. So I'd like to share that from 3 different perspectives to help you navigate it, just in case you're feeling this right now, because like me, there's many times where I feel that even if I'm in a relationship, or times where I feel disconnected from the mainstream. Modern medicine looks at loneliness as a psychological disorder, this lack of belonging or this social disconnection. Actually, they've deemed it as emotional isolation and have different areas where even depression has been linked to loneliness. And that's just from our Western perspective, which we can honor. Yet from a deeper and more ancient practice in Chinese medicine, We look at loneliness as this imbalance of the heart and spirit. For they say the spirit resides in the house of the heart. And when we're lonely, we're deprived of joy. We feel this emptiness, this withdrawal, this lack of connection. Yet, when I step back from both of those perspectives and I go even deeper and I look at what is loneliness really giving us the opportunity to see from a higher lens? Because personally, what happens if you start to look at loneliness not as a disorder, not as a weakness, not as a failure or shortcoming? What happens if loneliness is a sacred signal that is longing you to reconnect with Source, God presence, the call for a divine union within yourself? Imagine that. This whole time, many of us have been looking outwardly to connect, when really the journey is to look inwardly to connect. And there's so many ways that we can dissolve loneliness by allowing ourselves to create that relationship with Him. And as many of you know, that relationship can easily be created through breath, can be created through meditation, through dance, through singing, through our ability to be in nature and connecting with that infinite intelligence that is here to support you, to elevate you, and most important, connect you back into balance. Yet many will look at loneliness as a disorder, and that's okay to see it from those perspectives. Yet if we start coming back and seeing that this loneliness is actually a call to connect within, then what happens if right now it's asking you right now to connect with that God presence in yourself and to feel that you're never alone? Because right now there's a greater infinite intelligence that you're not only created from, but you have that power within you that allows you to do anything that you put your heart, your mind, and your spirit to. So today, when we look at loneliness and we look at those times where we feel disconnected or we feel empty, imagine if it's a call right now to connect in a part of yourself that allows you the greatest joy, the greatest happiness, and the greatest ability for you to remember that wholeness is already within you. And that is why today I'm excited to share more of these conversations, these aspects that allow us to look at our daily health challenges and to move between the modern to the ancient and bring it into our spiritual truth to show that we're not alone, that we as humanity do want to connect to a deeper level, and that we have what I've always realized is the solution within us. What happens if it's just navigating through different pathways in which we've never explored before, and maybe even looking at an imbalance that's just seeking balance to harmonize back into its oneness? So to learn more about these sacred conversations of health education and higher awareness, you can easily find me on Ascension Alchemist podcasts, ascensionalchemist.com. And what I'd like to invite all of you is if there's any questions that you have about your own health challenges, areas that you may want to find a greater scope, so that even though we may see it from a Western to Eastern and to unite it back into our truth, to please send any question or any challenge to info@ascensionalchemist.com. Because I know right now, many of us are going through big shifts. Many of us are going through big challenges. Many of us are confronting our greatest fears into moving into our greatest version of ourselves. Yet, I'm so excited and honored to help you weekly to bring forth a greater level of higher awareness and health education. So please join me every Monday for this opportunity. Leave comments below. Click on the links because I'm so excited to share this in my gift back to you, to serve greater and to follow this call to really help higher education, higher health education in being the greatest version that we've come here to be, in connecting back into oneness and really allowing what we chose in this great journey of ascension. So I wish you all a beautiful, blessed day, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.